Reimagine I Am the Change podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in with us. I got the international yoga trainer and firefighter with us today. What's up, Jay?
What's going on, man? Jay Ali in the building.
As always, I said that as if it's something new. But yeah, no. Actually, I was thinking about that. I was like, this guy is like pretty dynamic. Like,
Who?
you, because you got, one hand firefighter, which is really commendable, by the way. Like, that's an honorable job.
I appreciate that.
The other day, I was with Simone, and we were like, she's like, yo, what's up with like people volunteer like firefighter, like, it was more from like I don't think they get enough respect type of stuff, like
Volunteers?
and yeah, like and why is like it just seems like it's an undervalued way of like contributing to society.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I would like to answer.
Shine some light on that though for
Okay.
us.
All right. So, volunteer firefighters, please don't be angry at me. I'm gonna give both sides of the argument. Also, like my personal opinion, too. So some of it is gonna be mixed in. It's gonna be a nice healthy mix. I'm not telling you which one is which. You can sort that out on your own. Then anyway, so the idea of a volunteer firefighter company is actually a pretty noble one.
Okay.
When you think about the social good, right? For towns or villages that may not have a well-financed municipality,
Yeah.
volunteer firefighters are necessary.
Okay.
Because you have to think, like, how does that village, town, suburban area pay for their like emergency services beyond the privatized situations that we have, in New York State with your AMRs and maybe your Twin Cities and things of that nature, right? They're not like state, city, town, you know what I mean? They're not owned by them. So you need the volunteer company. Now, money is also allocated for those companies for them to have their equipment, their rigs, and such, right?
Okay.
But you don't have the money or enough money to staff it.
Yeah.
Right? So people volunteer.
Yeah.
It's noble, like, in a way. Like most of it is very noble if you volunteer to do that. However, if you are a homeowner in those areas, I just think you should consider this. Right? So in the city, right, if your house catches on fire, somebody calls 911, it's like automatic, goes through 911 dispatch, fire dispatch. Bam, they hitting companies, you going right away because you have a staff department. So guys are already in the firehouse ready to go.
Okay.
Bam, that dispatch comes through, tones go off, guys run into the rig. We're at your house, typically no more than 3 minutes.
Okay.
Right? That's fast response time, right? If you live in like a village, town, suburb area and you have a volunteer department, okay? If you have a volunteer department, what happens is your house is on fire, you or your neighbor calls 911, then I don't really know how that filters over, but the volunteers get a little something when they got the little old school pagers, beepers, whatever it is. Maybe they got phones now, I don't know, but they got the little scanners that they wear. So they could be anywhere. Remember, they're volunteers, so they're not staff. That means they're not at the firehouse. So they could be at the movies and the fire comes in. They also have a choice if they want to go or not. Okay? So boom. So they whatever they are, they could be miles away from the firehouse. They got to hop in their car, get dressed if they in bed, if it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. Oh, I'm going. Hop out, take off my pajamas, throw on something else. Hop in their car, drive to the firehouse, put their stuff on, then drive to your house from the firehouse. So by the time they get there, bye-bye house.
Yeah.
So, do you want somebody to put your fire out before it gets crazy and maybe you have to replace a wall or a window? Or do you want to you want to go stay in a hotel for 10 months?
Yeah. And I appreciate that because that makes me better understand like some of the differences. But I think one of the things that we were like comparing it to was like the value that's placed on things of that nature in general, right?
Well,
Like, go
that's
ahead.
that's my next point
Oh, go,
too,
go, go, go.
because like by the time that volunteer company gets there, they're not making what we would call aggressive attacks.
Okay.
Now, your house is gone, bro. Like what we call that is a defensive fire. That mean they standing outside, they putting it out from the outside.
Yeah.
So with regards to fighting fire, that's not that brave.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm sorry, volunteers. I mean, I know that's
No disrespect.
probably hit a nerve. Just saying. You know what I mean? It's a difference between going in when it's like that
Yeah.
and standing outside just putting water on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No. Yeah. No. I mean, and yeah, like I appreciate you shining a light on that again. The thing that I struggle with is, and this is no disrespect to those of you athletes, if you know what I'm saying, professional athlete happen to watch this.
I mean, we just everybody getting smoked. I'm sorry.
The you know, millions of dollars, and I have two different perspectives on this too, but the millions of dollars that we put into not we what not me you know, like sports, like the basketball, the football, the soccer, the this, the that, that people get paid a year. Meanwhile, you got folks like, you know, you, whether you volunteer or paid, who are like putting your lives on the line, like, and it's like they don't compare. They, you know, in terms of wage, you know, like because not everybody's willing to like I'm and that's why I respect you, because not everybody is willing to go fight a fire or run into a house and somebody, you know, somebody's family is in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking
It's
about
brothers that do it that's not willing. That's another.
that's
Another conversation.
Yeah, but you know, now everybody's willing to do that. So I just feel like some of the things that we value in society, like there is you know, some discrepancies with that. Now the other perspective that I have is understanding that not everybody is as highly skilled to be able to, you know, throw like a Josh Allen or a Tom Brady or, you know, wide receiver like a what's my man, the cheetah, I forget his name.
Tyreek Hill.
But Tyreek Hill. Like I understand that. Like not everybody's willing to put in the kind of work to do and be where they are. Like I get that. But still, like I struggle with that. So
Well, I think you have to go back to like where these people that do that, like they're literally like walking commodities. You know what I'm saying? So in a way, like, is it tough? Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, and are they putting their lives on the line? To a degree, sure, but it's like, I guess you lose a nobility because it's not like they're not risking their lives for somebody else.
yeah. Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
they're putting their health on the line, in essence, to better their own lives. So
Yeah.
I can see where you know what I mean, why you'd be like, oh man, this dude you get this much money just to run go catch. You know what I mean?
Hey, you know.
You know, but it's like there's somebody else that's getting paid a lot of money to take that person's head off too. You know, but it's just weird, like when you look at society and how we pick our heroes. You know, and I think that's something that even if you just go back in time and you look at, you know, where the spectacle of game sort of came into play and what it actually did to the civilization and the social dynamic around it.
Okay.
Like if you go all the way back to like the Roman games, you know, in the Colosseum, it was used as a distraction from everything else that was going on.
I've heard that
You know
before.
what I mean? And if
Okay.
you fast forward to now, we're in 2024.
Yeah.
You got football, basketball, like all of these things, and what people will sell you on is that it's something that it brings us together
Sure. Which it does to it, yeah.
to a degree.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Until you start involving what's happening on the outside in the sports.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like you didn't see the divide in the sports culture, so to speak, until athletes started talking about what was going on in society. Because again, this is supposed to be a distraction. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
quite literally, you could be at a football game and you're cheering or celebrating right next to somebody who has completely different views than you do socio and economically, which is totally fine, which is
Yeah, yeah.
great. You need that in a society, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But when you think that, you know, I shouldn't have the same rights as you, or, you know, because I think this or I believe this, then I shouldn't be allowed to be here, or
Yeah, yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
whatever.
Stuff like that.
You know, then that's something that as a society and as a culture we actually need to focus on that issue, and we need less distraction.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point. Speaking of distractions, we were just talking about before we jumped on here, like the distractions of gambling. You know, FanDuel, like that's a multi. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm saying specific names and stuff, but but anyway,
Talking about you about to get sued. I did not say anything about man Shmuel. Yeah.
just the different platforms and stuff like that. No matter what it is, I got caught up, and one of the little things last year, gambling and stuff, and it got me. And my wife was like, "Yo, you gotta." Like leave that. She always like hypersensitive stuff anyway, and I'll be like, "Yo, just calm down." But yeah, she's like, "Yo, you need to stop messing around with that." I'm like, "Yo, but they give them $50. Like I get $50. Like if I sign up or put something in." So yeah, I did that.
You was really like,
Yeah,
see, it had you right off of that.
they got
Like, right
I
off.
got
It's $50.
I'm always trying to get
Man, you
something
tapping the
for free.
vein. You like, oh,
Yeah. I'm always trying to get something for free, man.
they gonna
But
give me 50 when I sign up.
But I got my 50 and I put a little, a little money on. Then they're like, we can give you 5, blah, blah. And I won. And I'm like, oh, this is all right. This is nice. And then you know what I thought about? I thought about how when I was younger, people used to tell me like, oh, yo, I see your father at the casino all the time, blah, blah, blah. And I used to be like, oh, okay, that's nice. Because one of the places he was not at consistently was either spending time with me or taking care of his responsibilities. So it was like, hey, yeah, he at the casino. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? Every Friday night. But like, you know what I'm saying? He ain't handling his
He's
business.
supposed to be here.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, my mother is struggling with different things. So, but I got grace and forgiveness from my man. Love you. But my point is that like I understand I have tendencies, addictive tendencies that if I am not careful about, like I can fall real deep into, and it ain't just gonna affect me and my money, it's gonna affect my family
Yeah.
and my kids, and I could end up somewhere that I don't want to be. There's this.
I mean,
this
it just
Go ahead.
it got real dark.
Yeah, not for real.
Like I could go from FanDuel to man.
Yo,
Like that's crazy.
there's this. I don't know where people get this from. It ain't in the Bible though, but it's like sin could take you deeper than you want to go and keep you longer than you want to stay, or something like that. And it's like, and sin is relative depending on what you subscribe to. But the point is that it could be so easy for us to just get entrapped
that's a fact.
into different little vices in life. So yeah, really quick before we move forward, I just want to give a shout out and thanks to New York State Office of Mental Health for sponsoring this podcast. We really appreciate the opportunity to be able to uplift men in our community and talk about various topics relative to mental wellness and health for boys, fathers, and so forth. So thank you all for what you do. Well, like I did that.
Yeah, that's it. That was smooth.
But yeah, man. Yeah.
So right back to what you were saying. Finish what you were saying. You were talking about your addictive tendencies.
Yeah, but I was just talking about just just the fact that things can. I realize for me that if I'm not careful about things, and other folks like can do things and it don't bother them. Like I can, put a little money, this, that, and I'm cool. Like I'm not gonna, trip. But I know for me, just certain things I can't tell. I even got caught up in the game. Like we going into the NFL season. By the time this airs, we'll be just there. And I started playing like a game on my phone, and
What game?
it was like some kind of NFL mobile joint. So I stopped. Like I sold my Xbox like over a decade ago. Like I don't really play games that much because I don't really have that much time. Two, like it's addictive for me. Like so I know.
Oh, boy.
Now like I'm trying to do different things and I'm like the game was so distracting for me. Like when I wasn't doing stuff I was supposed to be doing, like I was on the phone playing that game, and I was just like, yo, I can't. So now I won't even download this stupid thing. Like I know if I get that thing started, that's where I'm gonna be spending my leisure time. Yeah.
Really?
And I'm not saying anything's wrong with playing games or doing that for leisure. But for me, where I am, and we were kind of talking about this too, because you were saying how like you're like in this busy season of your life. But like I just know I don't have the energy for that. Like I can't give my time to that right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no.
So you don't know how to like see, because I still play video games to a degree.
Yeah.
But like I can have a moment where it's like I'll brain dump or like I'll decompress with it, and I'll give myself like, all right, I get out. I'll spend an hour on this.
Yeah.
And then I'm off.
No self-discipline.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Really, you'll just be like, I'm on it.
Very little self-discipline. Like
I've had like do nothing days.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, before, where I'm like,
yeah.
I ain't doing nothing. I'm just about to chill, sit in this beanbag and play this game.
Just chill. Yeah.
And just chill. You know what I mean? But if it's like something I need to get done, like I'm gonna go get it done.
You'll do it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I might come right back to it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna go get what I need to get done.
See, that's hard for me. See, the other day I was doing some work, and I'm like, I'm eating, I want to watch TV, and we don't really watch a lot of TV at the house, but like, I'm like, I don't watch TV, and before I cut it on, I was feeling like convicted, like I shouldn't even cut it on. Sure enough, cut the TV, I'm like, I'm just going 10 minutes more. 10 minutes went by, 10 more minutes. So just keep giving myself grace or time to relax, justifying it. I'm like, if I never started this, I wouldn't even, I wouldn't even be having this
What
problem.
show was you watching?
I don't know what I was watching. Some crazy nonsense.
You don't even know what you was
I don't even know
watching?
what I was watching. Because, like, in my mind, like, I just wanted to not think about anything. Like, I just wanted to, like, turn my brain on autopilot and not think about it.
But that's necessary sometimes.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like, it's
I know.
actually necessary.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like, you got to be careful about, overindulging, but it's absolutely necessary.
Yeah.
And, like, that's the thing, too, like, with me. Like, knowing yourself and knowing your tendencies is big, because you need a high level of self-awareness.
Yeah.
As a man.
Yeah.
We have to be, right? So, like, that's something that, I try to be very conscious about what I need in that moment. So
Yeah.
that's the thing that also helps me, like, not stay on it too much longer, or,
Okay.
like, knowing that, I need something that requires a little bit of focus to kind of bring me back,
Yeah.
but also allows me to relax a little bit.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm somebody that, like, I can't play, like, mindless games.
Okay.
Like, some dudes, like, you hop on Call of Duty and you're just gone. Just not
Okay.
even thinking about nothing. Like, I
Okay.
need something to, like, like, to where I'm not thinking about everything else that I got going on. Or sometimes I am, but
Yeah.
I can kind of filter it or focus it through whatever strategy I'm using in the game or whatever. You know what I mean? always been kinda like that.
That's different. All right. That's different.
So for me, like, it kind of serves a purpose in a way.
Yeah. But it also helps to relax you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's definitely a mental wellness practice. You know what I'm saying?
But sometimes, bro, I'm, like, thinking about 40 different things at once.
Yeah, no, I can't.
So I kind of need to, like, streamline that.
To
Yeah,
one thing.
yeah. And then, like, as I'm playing a game, while I'm strategizing whatever it is that I'm doing,
Yeah.
I'm also, like, kind of streamlining, like, all of the goals or, my whole to-do list in my head. Like, all right, where do we start?
Oh, that's good. I can't do that. Derek and I was just talking, like, in between the segment, and we just talking about, like, focusing, and, like, it's hard for me to like if I'm trying to focus on one thing to like also now where that does come into play for me sometimes is like sometimes I won't intentionally be thinking about something else and I'll be doing something totally unrelated to something that's important to me and then you know it'll come to my mind like a thought about something. I'm like, oh, I gotta write that down or I whatever, but that's me not intentionally doing it. Yours is a little different because you're like intentionally sound like you're
Yeah.
thinking about something you need to do while you're doing something that's not that important.
Right. Yeah. Like a bunch of things. And then I'm like, all right, if this needs to get done, like, what's the first step?
Yeah.
And then once I find that, like, once I get to that part, then I'm playing the game still, and I'm thinking, like, all right, what can I do today?
Yeah.
And then if I arrive at something that I can get done today, I'm looking at, all right, half hour more,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get that done.
That's powerful. Because I think for some of us, we hit these ruts and we feel stuck. Like the example you gave. Like sometimes, especially if you're in a place where like you don't have a lot going on, but you need to be doing something. Like do something. Take that practice to get to where you need to be.
Yeah.
So no, that's really good.
Yeah. And sometimes it's like I look at my books and I'm like, man, I haven't read every single book that I have.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be thinking like, what could I start on today? You know what I mean? Something like that. Like,
Yeah.
there's a bunch of things going on in my head. Yeah.
Yeah. You've read the what's the name of that book? It's called Atomic Habits.
The who?
Atomic Habits by James Clear.
No.
No.
No, I
So
have not.
so in Atomic Habits,
I've heard about it though. I
yeah,
haven't read it.
it's powerful because he talks about habits and like one of the things he talks about different ways to like create habits that are conducive to what you want to do or need to do, and like one of the practices is just like start something for like 2 minutes. So like if you know you need to work out today, but you don't really feel like working out today, pick up some weights or do some jumping jacks for like 2 minutes. Do something for 2 minutes.
Seriously?
And the idea is that in your mind, you go, okay, I'm, 5 minutes in, 20 minutes in, whatever, and now you done did what you're supposed to do because you started with something small, like just a minute or two. Like just start. If your book, cause I was just talking about in a different podcast, like how like I'm trying to get back into the season of being more consistent in my reading. But like with that, like sometimes it's just like, all right, open the book, read for 5 minutes. And then it's like, okay, now I'm, 20 or 15 minutes in. So yeah, just like starting. Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, like I guess this is not to say that I'm above any of that, but like I was never one to really subscribe to like self-help books.
Understood.
And I'm even like in this season of my life now is like there are certain like even like that, like the way they tell you to start building habits, it's like I'm past that already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like
Understood.
Yo, dude, I pray 5 times a day. Like I gotta
Yeah.
be up sometimes,
Yeah.
and like it's hard.
Yeah.
To be consistent, you know what I'm saying? Especially that first one before sunrise, you know? Like, so I'm past the point of like building small disciplines.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Because I already understand the difference between motivation and discipline.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not always going to be motivated.
Yeah.
You know
That's
what I mean?
right.
But what happens when I lose that? I'm less focused about like, man, feeling pumped up about doing something than I am about this is a discipline that I need. And it carries me through, you know what I mean, so something else. So it's like I work out every single day.
Yeah.
Every single day. Every day, without fail, period.
Okay.
I don't always feel like doing it, but I'm going to do it. Period.
Where does, I know you mentioned discipline, but kind of unpack that for us, because I think some of you maybe in seasons of your lives where you're trying to develop disciplines, but you don't know what that looks like from a longevity standpoint. And I've struggled with discipline. So like kind of unpack that for us, like because you like this determination that you have.
That's really what it is. I'm just determined because I'm not thinking about like how I feel right now. I'm thinking about the end game. Right?
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
so I start with like 99 days.
Okay.
right? Do everything for 99 days.
What is that? Where does that come from?
That's a deeper that's a
Okay.
religious conversation, but we talk about like the 99 names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then like focusing on one name every single day
Okay.
for 99 days. So, you including these things in like your 5 daily prayers and all of these things, right? So, it's more or less about the spiritual part, which directly affects the mental part, which directly affects the physical part.
Okay.
Right. So if every day I wake up and I'm trying to be a better Muslim today than I was yesterday, then I have to build I have to build with my spiritual part. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the foundation.
Yeah.
Right. Having that commitment, you know what I mean, to growing in that arena makes me stronger mentally.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Me being stronger spiritually and mentally makes it easy for me to stay disciplined when it comes to my physical fitness, because I've already done so much in that day in a matter of a half hour.